Tribe. Gotta get my nice. Welcome back, Tribe. I'm Mr. Hall, spiritual teacher, leader, author, founder, many different titles. Point is, reality is catching up to define what I am. Recently, well, I'll digress. If you've never seen any of my previous videos, go check them out. There may be a related reading for you there, some important message for you to get, or some type of last key for you to fit into whatever questions you may have, or an energy update in relation to what's going on, possibly, right? So as soon as I begin the videos, I begin to channel, and something that I'm picking up collectively is this energy of being undefinable and undeniable, right? So collectively, globally, universally, energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, dimensionally, as many ways as we can categorize a thing, right? We're all stepping into this place of understanding that there is more. Some of us have already experienced these unexplainable and undeniable things and have stepped into places of leadership to further elucidate and explain and release, ground, hold, and connect these consciousnesses, okay, these multiple truths, multiple realities. So what I like to do in my readings at this point in time, as relative as time is, would be to look at the 3D, everyday practical life, human flesh, 3D society, bills, things like this, and the standard previous understanding of nature, and then look into the 5D, where we are channeling and getting ancestral messages from our ancestors, and possibly giving you messages that they're trying to get over to you. And then finally the 5D, where we're tapping into a universal conscious awareness, getting information from non-human intelligences, okay, as defined by the Western government. I'll use that language right now, okay? So something very specifically maybe going on and in relation to the government, or what we define as government, rules, laws, our understanding of laws, physics, quantum physics. Okay, these things are evolving right now. Okay, first deck I'm going to start with will be, let me grab it. So that's also significant. Bear with me, tribe. All right, so we'll start with these. I'm going to use the Hermetic Tarot deck, and then I'll move over to the Karma cards. Okay, so you may have possibly been looking, seeking, searching for something, and it's been right in front of your face the entire time, overcomplicating it, overthinking. If you check out the shorts as well, that may be significant for you. I have instant confirmations there, but most recently I posted something in relation to the saying that overthinking is not a problem. It's simply your mind attempting to map out the universe, right? These unexplainable, these undeniable things that simultaneously exist in parallels to our understanding, right? So we're going to address with the Karma cards and also the Hermetic Tarot. I use this deck quite frequently, hence the breaking open of, and that's going to be significant as well. Some path that you possibly have been on, tried and true, may not be the specific workings of what you need anymore, and your soul is letting you know that. You're feeling it, okay? The space has already been cleansed. All right, you may be stepping into an energy of understanding, channeling, however you'd like to put that in whatever spiritual community you're in. As on this channel, we practice omnism and animism. Different ways to pronounce this, but I'm picking up that parts of you are really awakening to, okay, something about getting organized as well, okay, reorganizing, a restructuring, possibly even a molecular, a cellular, a mental restructuring. Okay, something's happening with the energy that is now being experienced globally, somewhat depending on where you are in the timeline and within your spiritual awakening and journey. Some things may be off-putting while others are just resonating true. And this is going to be a way that you know if something is for you. And in specific circles of understanding and consciousness, we would call this discernment, right? But I'm picking up that you're breaking down very complex situations all at once and simultaneously. So giving yourself grace is the key thing, and releasing this need for perfectionism. I'm also picking up this idea and concept around chasing illusionary success, or chasing things that we perceived would be fulfilling that actually are not fulfilling us anymore. And as we all collectively awaken to this, really stepping into our true work, I'm picking up, the perceived chaos and issues will subside. Okay? I'm really picking up instant manifestation energy. I'm also picking up having reality follow your will. Okay? Okay. And so the first card we have is the Princess of Swords, Princess of Rushing Winds. So in the recent past, you may have had a major communication come in, a breakthrough, an aha moment. Okay. Me and my camera, the relationship we have. So you may have been having technological issues as well. But with the Princess of Swords representing communication, being very cutthroat energy, being very intellectual, separate of the emotions, right? This is looking at things from an intellectual perspective. In the recent past, you may have taken that stance or had to communicate something very effectively and logically to, I'm picking up win a case. So a case may be significant, a case spiritually as far as divine spiritual judgment, and or practically in a everyday legal matter, depending on where you are in the world. Okay? What does this relate to? Yeah, so you had to be splitting the deck on the karma cards. I'm picking up the, I don't want you to lock in camera, there we go. Splitting the deck, I picked up the first house. Okay, who you are, right? Really looking at who you are, and that's the energy we've been picking up for the collective in specific spiritual communities. Okay, no matter if you're a part of a coven, a cult, if you're practicing dark magic, light magic, white magic, demons, angels, it's all a part of the whole, right? And perception is what separates that, and possibly also access. But either way, something about accessing who you are, accessing the truth, and having that truth communicated to you as well. It may have happened quickly. I did pick up this aha moment, but we'll go ahead and place that card at the near future. Okay. So also something may have been in the near future, some truth, some illusion will be broken. Okay, there's a lie or some type of truth that hasn't been expressed fully with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I'm picking up you are going to be deciphering through some type of illusionary truth, okay, that may have been fed to you with this Ace of Swords, representing the Lord of the root of the powers of air. So, right, some type of spoken truth, some type of technological truth, something outside of the emotions again. Okay, wow, so much on communication. So there may be something that that is communicated to you in the near future that is not true, and you're being asked to dig a little bit deeper and use who you know you are, as you did in this recent past, to really clarify. Let's see. Me and my camera's relationship today. Okay, so sidebar. Okay, with these technological issues, some of them may be engineered. Energies and frequencies and vibrations have been being sent out through the collective to interrupt any type of light work, any type of healing work, these things of that nature. But most of us are moving forward past that. This may be a confirmation for you if you've been having any major technological issues. I'm not sure where the planets are in relation to astrologically understanding any of the contributing factors to those technological issues, but what I'm picking up is spiritually and energetically specific things blocking these communications, or you picking up on subtle differences in your technology, And this has been a trend within this specific year, as it is the age of Aquarius, where we are stepping from the Pisces age, okay, of specific truths, and stepping into everything being shown and uncovering, revealing. All right, and that's what a lot of individuals on the planet are here for currently, is what I'm picking up. And moving back away from that sidebar, so there's some truth in the near future that will not be communicated fully. Okay, someone may be withholding something, directly lying about something as well. Yeah, directly lying about something. So you'll have to use your discernment on that, okay? And confirmation with me kicking the camera. Currently, you're in this energy, though, of the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I'm hearing focused on the bag, picking up that money. Princess of the Echoing Hills, okay? And if you look closely, right, she's standing on top of a pentacle. So this would represent monetary wealth, all right? So there could have been some lie coming up about your monetary wealth or what you're perceiving to be monetary wealth, all right? This could be coming from some type of, I'm picking up Aries, okay? I have Pluto energy and I have Mercury energy, okay? So something about the way that you are perceiving what it means to be of service to others, okay? And this is changing collectively. I'm picking up you being the artist and creator, and you're doing something for humanity's sake. Even if something is not making conventional logic. So something about logs, I'm picking up information technology, I'm picking up cybersecurity, hacking, okay? So this technology information is coming up very heavily right now, and this is in relation to the swords, because there is some type of communication, there may be some type of technological communication coming through that in the near future that is not a truth, okay, a full truth. So some type of engineered pandemic, some type of engineered scarcity tactic, some type of engineered illusion to cause chaos for a nefarious purpose is what I'm picking up. So many different layers to this. Find out where it fits and is discerning. Use your discernment to find out where exactly and what type of truths may be released that are not specifically in direct alignment with the larger truths. Let's put it that way, okay? So you're doing something for humanity's sake, all right? Doing something for the future. I'm picking up, so significance may be held within these blackbirds. I'm picking up crows, blackbirds. You may be getting communication from winged creatures, okay? You may be better understanding the language of birds. Not that they are literally speaking to you out of their mouths or their beaks, and you're hearing them in English or whatever is your native language, but you're understanding the nonverbal cues, the movements, the picking up of patterns. They may bring you something, literally. Crows have been known to do this as well. So you want to look into that as well, and look into the spiritual representation and meaning and metaphysical meanings of crows, okay? That would be significant. So we have this Piscean energy, which I did reference as we've shifted from Piscean energy into from Piscean energy into the Aquarian energy. Okay, so spirituality to ultimately experience, right? Really opening up your spirituality. So something may be a bit fluid, okay, because we have all this air and earth here, especially with some type of rebirth, as Pluto is here as well. Okay, some type of resurrection. So resurrecting true definitions of spirituality, true definitions of energy, frequency, vibration. I'm really picking up a complete shift in possibly the perception globally, collectively, for the tribe and more, on what we define as death, since death came up, in resurrecting spirituality, 1, 2, what we define as the influence that technology is having on us all as a whole, right? Is it taking your energy? Are there frequencies being emitted from these digitally communicated arts and transmissions, as far as visions, television, telling a vision I'm picking up? So some type of misconstrued information. You may have been under some type of spiritual attack. That's what I'm picking up. You may have been felt. So felt may be significant. I believe that is a form of handwork, mastery work, I'm also picking up, but this emotion may be significant for you. So you may have been feeling squeezed out of your energy, squeezed out of your life purpose, your life path, your soul mission, your soul work, your true work, right? But you're getting back into alignment with that. And what's really happening is there's going to be a resurrection of communicating spirituality effectively. And some organization, nefarious group energy may be attempting to constrict that, but that's an old timeline as we focus. And this is where our energy goes. Attention energy, okay? So that may be very significant. Attention energy, okay? Okay, I'm picking up overthinking, overstimulated, right? And being able to hone in and focus and concentrate that energy, all right? And this is going to allow you to be who you are, to see through these possibly upcoming false truths that are meant to put you in an energetic, emotional state of panic or emotional. I'm picking up something logical is going to be shared in conventional logic that may attempt to disrupt the nervous system, to disrupt the soul system. Okay, that may be very significant as well. Look into those terms if you're unfamiliar. Specific spiritual communities are very familiar with this and what I'm mentioning. So you may be referencing as well multiple different sources that you have never engaged with before, but this is going to give you some clarity on how to really resurrect and communicate your spirituality and what you understand of it very effectively. So I'm going to get a specific message from the karma cards on specific actions that spirit is telling you to take. We're defining spirit as whatever higher self, higher power, energy, frequency, any label you choose, but whatever you define as more in-depth and more inclusive and the ultimate being or beingness of understanding, right? So you're being guided to communicate your dreams immediately and to resurrect your dreams immediately as a full-time job, right? Resurrect your dreams as a full-time job. So really stepping in, major confirmation there, really stepping into and away from the 9 to 5, the constructed system that has been effectively proven broken globally. We're seeing these huge changes throughout the world right now, in many places, no matter where you are. And if you are in an unsafe place, I'm sending you such positive energy. If your energy and frequency is good and healthy, I'm sharing my healthy and positive energy with you so that you may move forward and escape any of these perceived or implied binds on your frequency and consciousness, okay? But you're moving forward with your dreams. You're doing something to communicate and resurrect and erect, okay? So this may also have a sexual connotation as well. Some fucking may be going on, okay? And that may be a form of sex magic. You may need to look into it. This is 18 plus. My readings are not intended for children just yet, so keep that in mind. But anyway, there is going to be a shift in the spiritual understanding, especially in the relation to finances, money, material things, what value we as a society, a global universal society, human species, place on material things, okay? You see this feminine energy, no gender in tarot or oracle, but you see this feminine energy looking away from spirituality and being so focused on the pentacle. It looks like that energy is going to shift and change, okay? We're going to start seeing spirituality and seeing what brings us abundance and material wealth as a part of our being. I'm picking up a release from instant gratification into complete and whole gratification, okay? Mentally, you're being guided to analyze your idolization of the way you project yourself, right? So stepping away, stripping away masks, not letting go of perfectionism, being as authentic as you can be is going to be prosperous for you, okay? And analyzing, well, and getting to the heart of your idolization of serving, okay? So where two things are coming up. I'm getting so many messages at once through the cards as well as energetically around me using some gifts of omnikinesis, but you may want to look into that as well. That is significant. But again, I digress. First message is letting you know to analyze your idolization of the way you project yourself. So understanding that you are possible. You are more than your flesh. You are more than what you look like. You are more than the way that you communicate. Though you are more than the assertion of your existence in relation to everything else that exists. Okay, first thing, first message. Okay, so something about 111, 1111, 111. So something three times, a triple, a trifecta. I'm picking up a trifecta, really a spiritual unity being redefined within yourself, okay? Possibly with higher and lower dimensions of energy and frequency, and or possibly externally, because we did pick up on that sex and sex magic coming up too. So the second message was to get to the heart of the idolization of serving, right? So I'm picking up this martyr energy where you possibly were in this mindset of being of service, so much so that it was at your own detriment, where we're now coming into a balance. I'm seeing a string, almost as I'm picking up Hercules, that golden thread of string with these three witches that were in that film, right? The destiny string, okay? And it seems to have been cut, but not cut in the end or an ending of your life like death, how we picked it up earlier, but an end to the way we saw life, the way we understood death collectively, and also a new weaving of destiny, a new weaving of you creating your destiny. All right, this is what I'm picking up as far as practical matters. Okay, so major communications coming through to help you, how you have already done in the recent past, cutting through any bullshit and getting to the bare and bones of what's going to bring you financial prosperity, which is what you are in now. Even if externally in the moment it doesn't appear to be that way, you're in this gracious being good with money, being good with bills, being good with practicality, being the mother. Okay, you're in this divine feminine energy that is going to be allowing you to see through any illusion of truths that don't resonate with you. Okay, all right, and let's go to physically. So let your mind tell you how to be a part of something overwhelming and do it on your own. Okay, so doing things your own way, owning yourself, owning your sovereignty, owning your authority. All right, and then the second message is going to be do or die. Do or die. You must be a part of something overwhelming and do it a little bit at a time. So this may not be something that happens all at once, as this is a very broad collective, and you'll find out where you are. You may be picking up on many different timelines and many different truths at once simultaneously, but remember to center yourself, ground yourself. I'm picking up through this process, which you are very grounded. Okay, so you're really bridging this earth and water energy. So this wholehearted centered emotion is happening for you. A whole centered and hearted emotion is happening for you. Okay, so taking some actions not based off of emotions and pure but and understanding we are at the time to allow these shifts to happen. When I say shifts, I'm referencing to allow the blending of this spiritual emotion, this spiritual understanding, this spiritual knowledge, these spiritual knowledges to give you space, to now create and birth something into reality. All right. Another thing that I'm picking up is that you have seen already in the near future, you're going to realize how correct you were in seeing past some type of false truth and confirmation with this call. Bear with me, tribe.